And just like that, we are back, everybody. Welcome in, welcome all. This is From the Pocket. And Christian, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the last episode that we will record during the 2025-26 regular season playoffs, Super Bowl. We got one more recap, obviously. And, of course, we got a bunch of offseason content, but it's coming to an end. We're here.
Yeah.
Awards tomorrow.
Oh,
Super
yeah,
Bowl
yeah.
Sunday.
Tomorrow. And Super Bowl Sunday. And then, yep, that's it. And then Crown, the Super Bowl crown gets to go to Seattle Seahawks or the New England Patriots. That's going to pretty exciting. And sad, because we're coming to a close on the season.
Bittersweet. It always goes by faster than you think.
Yeah. I think tomorrow is also the NBA trade deadline, which we've been seeing some interesting trades there.
Well, Christian, today we got really two things to do. We got to pick our NFL awards, and we got to pick the winner of the Super Bowl. That's it. That's the agenda. It's a thick one, though, but I think we can do it, and I'm excited to see what you've got because we haven't talked about really awards at all. Like, I have no idea what your list is. You don't really have an idea of what my list is. So I'm ready to kick off into that if you are.
Yeah, sure. We can get right to it.
All right, cool. Let's go ahead. So we'll start with – let's go ahead and start with the Offensive Player of the Year.
Okay.
That's one that I think is a lot of fun. I won't lie. I went back and forth between two guys in this. And I feel like it's the two guys that everybody went back and forth on with this. To kind of just give some color really quick, two guys I did not go with, but I think have a case. Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Just what you saw
Just
what the 49ers were
his
without
rushing
him.
stats really are like the thing that I think is going to hold him back from winning it.
There was a period of time he was like leading the league in receptions.
Yeah.
I mean, as a running back. And like again,
I think he got the 2,000 yards from total yards, right? Like
he did get 2,000 yards, 1,200 yards rushing, 900 yards receiving. So, but really to me, the argument is more so what the 49ers were without him last year. Like the difference, like they lost half their defense. They had all these injuries, same thing as last year. But the difference was they had Christian McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey.
And they went from having a losing record to being in the divisional round and one game away from the 1 seed. Like just how valuable he is. So want to shout out CMC. I think he has a great case for comeback player of the year. The other player I don't have on my ballot, Bijan.
Yeah.
But dude, 2,300 yards. Phenomenal. And to be honest, I'm buying all the Bijan stock next year for Offensive Player of the Year. Because in that Kevin Stefanski system, I think it's gonna be crazy.
I just they need to put a good team. Like he's great, and we can all see that, but he needs a team.
He does. So, Christian, with that, who did you pick for Offensive Player of the Year?
From the nominees, so we have Drake Maye, Christian McCaffrey, Puka Nacua, Bijan, and then Jackson Smith and Jigba. I thought we were gonna start with the MVP.
Nah, we'll do that last. We got to save that last.
Okay. Well,
build into it.
My MVP pick, we'll save that. But because of who I picked for the MVP, I was gonna pick Drake Maye for this one, for the Offensive Player of the Year.
Oh wow! Okay.
Just what he did over this year was spectacular. Having a 4-win team last year with Jared Mayo didn't work out. Getting Mike Vrabel, bringing Stephon Diggs and all that, and throughout the season, I know it wasn't a schedule that was very competitive, but you play who you play, and now this team's in the Super Bowl. And he was a big part of the reason why they're in the Super Bowl, or like how they were the second seed. Hasn't been phenomenal in the playoffs, but has made some plays here and there in the playoffs, and his team is now representing the AFC in the Super Bowl. So yeah, I think it's Drake Maye as the offensive coordinator or offensive player of the year.
I don't hate that pick. I don't have Drake Maye as my offensive player of the year. And I think the voters are in a tough spot because they legitimately have I know people are on both sides of the Drake Maye Matt Stafford debate and they want to sit here and pretend like it's obvious who should win. It's not obvious. Both had phenomenal years. Both have fantastic cases for why they should be the MVP. And I am curious how the voters are going to deal with that. Do they award Matt Stafford MVP and Drake Maye Offensive Player of the Year, to try to like recognize it in some way? My only concern with that is obviously you take away from another player who probably should be recognized with an Offensive Player of the Year award as well. So I did not have Drake Maye. I was stuck between Jackson Smith and Jigba and Puka Nacua.
Well, how about we have a best quarterback award?
Well, we can't do that this year, Christian.
Well,
That's too late.
like at that point, let's just next year, going to next year, we have the MVP. That could be anybody, whatever, mostly quarterback, most likely. But then we have an MVP, best quarterback, and then we can have the offensive player of the year, all that stuff. So maybe give that a try.
Hey,
NFL.
we did do Protector of the Year, so maybe that is the next evolution. It's up to the AP. The AP needs to create that award.
I do not. I do
AP.
not hate Jackson Smith or Puka. I think both of those are deserving for it, and both of those young men are vital to their team success. Like you go look at the usage rate on Puka for the Rams offense. The output is insane. And Jackson Smith and Jigma, we all know what he has. Big breakout season this year. Sad we're not going to see Clint Kubiak back with him again. He's on the Raiders now, right?
Yeah, he's gonna be
It's going to be
the
interesting.
Raiders.
It's going to be interesting, but we know how both of these guys are vital to their team. So I don't hate that pick. I just think it is going to go to Drake Maye.
I am picking Puka,
but I do not hate either of those picks.
I picked Puka.
And that's fair, yeah.
And like I do want to say, like, shout out JSN, 1,700 yards, amazing season. 36% of target shares on the Seahawks went to JSN this year, phenomenal. But I want to read you some of these stats on Puka Nacua.
Oh no, I know they're insane.
17% of his catches turned into first downs. That's the second highest rate in the decade to only Tyreek Hill in 2023.
Ooh, that was with us.
Yeah, that was that year he was trying to go for 2,000 yards and fell just short.
Oh wow. Okay.
He had the most contested catches this year.
Yeah,
71% contested catch percentage, which is like
number one in the league, or like by far.
It's by far, like, compared to, like, you look at the top 20 players in terms of productivity, none of them have anything over 70%. He's like far and away, but his EPA per route. And I got this stat right here from the Athletic Football Podcast show, so shout out to them. But this stat. This was the thing that cinched it for me. His EPA per route, that's his efficiency, the earned point average per route he runs. The gap, he was number 1 in the league. JSN was number 2. The gap between him and JSN from 1 to 2 was larger than the gap between JSN and Ryan Flournoy for the Cowboys at 14. Just utterly dominated this year. I mean, he had so many highlight catches. He had so many insane catches that didn't even count. Like against the Falcons that one time. Like it's just, I would give it to Puka, just wire to wire. Throughout the whole season, he was consistent. JSN didn't fall off necessarily, but like he kind of cooled down in the last month of the season. So I think it'll go to Puka, and I'm kind of doing the same where like I have a list of like who I think it'll go to and who I think it should go to. I think it'll go to Puka. Like that's my guess. I think it'll go to Puka.
You think so?
I do. That's my guess. So yeah, that's what I got. How about we do Defensive Player of the Year?
I mean, to me, this is, I think, really, really easy. I think you got to give it to him. Yeah. And I think it's Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
broke a how old sack record?
20+ years, yeah. Michael
20
Strahan.
plus years. I know he plays for the Browns. That's not his fault.
I mean, it kind
he
of
resigned.
is.
He
It kind of is.
he re-signed with him. Hey, I can't get that back.
I don't hate
I
him
ain't
for
mad at it. We're seeing it a lot in the NBA. Kind of, it's tough when you don't see a guy like Luka, obviously, stick with the team that got drafted by him. I mean, so like I think I do admire Myles Garrett to stick it through. I mean, it does help signing a massive contract, but
Give me to do a
I
lot of
do.
things for $40 million.
Yeah, I do respect that, but like shout out to all the other guys: Will Anderson from the Texans, Nick Bonito, Denver Broncos, Aiden Hutchinson. I don't think really should be in the running for comeback player of the year, but I don't think he was. I don't think we talked about him a lot, and
Not as like the defensive player of the year candidate. Yeah.
I mean, he's always going to be there, and then Michael Parsons for the Packers. But yeah, I think it's Myles Garrett to me.
Yeah, I think it's Myles Garrett. This is a slam dunk. This is the easiest award to give out on Thursday. It's literally like, you know how in the Grammys they have those, like, they don't announce all of them on the stage. Like, they'll announce the big ones, and then they're like, oh, hey, by the way, like, as we're going to commercial break, congrats to this guy. Like, that's basically what the Defensive Player of the Year award is going to be this year. Because it's so – I would be shocked if it's not unanimous, to be honest. It probably won't be, but it should be. I do want to shout out Will Anderson, though. I want to shout out Will Anderson, though, because in a normal year where you're not going against the guy who broke the sack record, Will Anderson. Nick Bonito had a great season too, but Will Anderson, like, you look at like what he was doing, his pressure his pressure rate, and what he was just causing mayhem. I mean, the stats are really absurd what he was doing. Like, there's a lot of ways you look at it. He had like the best defensive year in some ways analytically in like some cases the past decade almost, and he just happened to have that year when Myles Garrett breaks the sack record. So it kind of is what it is, but yeah, it'll go to Myles Garrett. All right, let's talk how about we do Offensive Rookie of the Year? This one's a tough one.
Really?
I look, I won't lie.
I'm stuck between two guys.
I know who's going to win it.
Yes.
And I think he probably should. But, like,
who do you want else to win it?
Why can't we give it to a lineman?
Okay. Well, we have the protect. Well, yeah, that's fair.
Gray Zabel was a huge addition for the Seahawks. Tyler Booker for the Cowboys. I mean, I know I'm a Cowboys fan, but like Tyler Booker is going to be an All-Pro in this league. Like next year, he's going to probably be an All-Pro. He was phenomenal. Like
why won't you get everybody an award? Everybody get an award.
Everybody get an award.
No, everybody get an award.
And like I like Tyler Shuck. He didn't do it long enough.
Wait, you think Tyler Shuck's gonna win it?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I like Tyler Shuck though. Like I like him as a candidate, but
the other guy that I think we're both.
To me, it's between Jackson Dart and Tet McMillan.
What?
It's between one of them.
Really?
That's who I think it's between. Yeah.
Oh.
And I think Tet is gonna win it.
Oh,
Who you got? You got Emeka?
Emeka Ibuka.
Yeah, Emeka, he kind of fell off a little bit production-wise at the end of the season.
He's a receiver. Come on now.
I know. Like I think
his quarterback fell off.
I think Emeka Ibuka is going to be special. I think Emeka Ibuka is going to be special, but
it's between. For me, I would give it to Ibuka or Tyler Shuck. I mean, it probably is going to
Jackson Dart at 24 touchdowns. I mean,
okay, he had 24 touchdowns and how many concussions? Like
he had just as many concussions as he did touchdowns.
How impactful was Jackson Dart? Like, I get it, the talent and all that, and it's a QB thing, and like, look, 24 touchdowns. I mean, he has the ball in his hand, but I saw Emeka Ibuka make some insane catches that I didn't think a rookie could do, and it's just yeah. And then Tyler Shuck, I think big shocker for me. Didn't think I'd be a Tyler Shuck fan.
Me neither. Me
But
neither.
hey, I'm rooting for the Saints and him. Next year, I imagine he should be the starter going into next season and see what he can do after a full off season. But I mean, it's between those two for me personally. I It's probably going to go to Jackson Dart, like you said, because of the 24 touchdowns, and he's a quarterback, and for the Giant, he's just a quarterback, so that's always going to be looked at way more. But I mean, I hear you on the Mbuka stuff. He did fall. I won't say fell
I
off, but
I think it's gonna, and I'll pick it. I'll say T Mac should get it. T Mac was the only rookie receiver that had 1,000 yards this year. And that's kind of like the cinching pin. But he also, like, say how much this should matter, but, like, his team made the playoffs. Like, he
it was
won
a
the
regular
division.
season reward. Jake.
It is a regular season
award.
But in the regular season, they won the division. So,
yeah.
I am leaning T-Mac. I'd be fine with T-Mac. I love Emeka Ibuka. I think Jackson Dart very well could win it. I think it's either T-Mac or Jackson Dart. But, like, I'm just saying, why can't we give some love to, like, the guards and the tackles?
That's fair.
Why can't we? I don't know. All right. Let's talk Defensive Rookie of the Year. I have some strong opinions about this one. This one, to me, this one was the second hardest one for me to figure out. Who you got on this one, Christian?
Well, beginning of the season, I thought this was Abdul Carter's a reward to lose,
And it was.
and he lost it.
Oh, no, really? You don't think so?
He had a lot of weird stuff. They had a lot of weird stuff going on with the Giants.
He had a pretty good rookie season, though. Like, he was getting a lot of pressures. Like, he was doing pretty well.
I think I'm leaning more. Maybe it's because of the postseason. I don't know how his regular season was, but I think Nick Emmanuel for the Seahawks, I think he's been really, really good. Now, it could just be from what I was watching in the postseason this year. I don't know how his regular season looked, but that dude is – I think he was the one that was yelling at Tyreek when he got that penalty, which I think just outstanding, leadership as a rookie, talking to a vet's weird. But Tyreek, he's been in the league a couple years now, so, I like that leadership, and like I said, he's not the quarterback of that secondary, but he'll probably eventually be.
I am, again, like, this one is so tough for me because legitimately all 5 of the candidates here, I love them all. Xavier Watts was phenomenal, and we knew we talked about him coming into the season. The Falcons drafted him. I think it was in the 3rd round they found him, and it's like they just stole like a high level starting safety, and that's what he was.
Would he like injury history or something?
I don't think so. I don't think he had an injury history, but he just fell. And James Pierce to me is the easy one to rule out. Like, he had 10 sacks, but like he's still a huge liability, and he's not a complete player. Like, he's a bad at the run game. He's fine. He's just not
a rookie.
Yeah, he's a rookie. And again, he had 10 sacks. 10 sacks.
Rookie.
40 pressures. Like,
that's pretty good.
Like they picked him in the 1st round. That was one of their 2 picks, and they didn't get it wrong. They didn't get it wrong. So. But I would eliminate him pretty immediately. Again, Xavier Watts had a great season as well, but I would eliminate him. To me, this is between Abdul Carter, Nicky Manwari, and Carson Schlesinger. Now, I want Nicky Manwari to win because I love Nicky Manwari. I was pretty high on him coming into the season. The more I read and learned about him and saw his tape, I was like, okay, this guy's pretty good. And then it's nice because as what you're talking about, I think is something that a lot of people are realizing is like they're getting to see him now.
Yeah.
And when you see him, it's like, oh my God, this guy's good. This guy's really good. And I mean, I was listening. It's his name's Film Watchers One, and I actually really respect him. Like I've been watching a little bit of him. Nicky Manwari is the whole reason the Seahawks off defense works. He's the reason it works because Mike McDonald wants to run nickel. He ran
Yeah.
it in Baltimore, and he ran it with Kyle Hamilton as his
Well, yeah,
nickel.
because Kyle Hamilton was like
And
great in the run stuffing, could
and
cover.
I I was having this thought, and I was like, I can't say this though. I could never say this, but I think it. I'm like, is Nicky Manwari better than Kyle Hamilton?
Don't say that.
Is he? And then
Don't
I was
say that.
watching Film Watchers One, and he said it, and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm not alone in that." Like, and look, I'm not here to say like I'm not definitively saying that, but the point I'm trying to make is like that's how good this guy is, and that's how critical he was to making this defense the unit that it became. And again, you talked about it. It's not just how good, like, it's not just the fact that like he is coming in to stop the run and reads that, oh, this is like a screenplay action. I'm now backing up randomly and I'm making the play in the backfield when I had no business. Like it's not even just that. It's his leadership. I mean, yelling at guys, they were slipping. And again, I know this is the NFC Championship. It doesn't factor into the voting, but like they were slipping against the Rams. And Nicky Manwari single-handedly on one of those drives shut the Rams offense down and got them off the field and got the Seahawks back the ball. Like, I'm a huge fan of him. I want him to win. I don't think he will win, though. And if it's a regular season award, I don't know if he should win. I think it is going to go to Carson Schlesinger. I think that is who it is going to go to.
2 rounds players.
Yeah. I mean, hey, they're the Browns defense,
Right.
But I think it'll go to Carson Schlesinger. He was so good this year. I think he led the league in tackles, if I'm not mistaken. 9 QB hits. I mean, he was their Mike. I mean, he was green dotted as a rookie, guiding like that fantastic defense, and he really did a great job on it. I really liked a lot of what Carson Schlesinger did. I think it's going to be him or Abdul Carter that wins it. I think they'll give it to him. I'll say that. I'll say Carson Schlesinger could, but if Nicky Mann
give it to the third or second overall pick, Abdul Carter.
I don't think they'll give it. I think it's either Abdul or Carson. Like I think it's going to be one of them. Again, if they give it to Nicky Manwari, that'll tell me that the voters know ball. They know ball. But
it might take a few to get used to the system and all that stuff.
And again, not to say that picking either of the other guys means they don't know ball. Like I think they're both very like again, I love all 5 of these candidates. So I think it'll be Carson Schlesinger. I would love it if it was Nicky Manwari. If Abdul Carter wins it though, I don't mind. So I'm locking in Carson, I guess. Long way to saying that. Okay. All right, we've done the offensive, defensive, and rookies. So with that, let's move to the comeback player, Christian. This is a tough one.
This is a tough one.
All 5 of these players are so deserving.
I think my vote is going to be Stephon Diggs. Now, minus all the off the field stuff. I mean, just how I wouldn't say not change, but how he was able to come in and really help develop Drake Maye this year. We always talk about, getting a young receiver, some kind of a young quarterback, getting them, a stud tight end receiver, whatever it may be, so that he can throw to, so he knows when plays breaking down or I don't know where to go. I can at least try to give it to my number one guy, and I thought he has played really, really well this season. He stepped up leadership wise, at least on the field, for them, and has helped this offense so much. Trevor Lawrence, I think, is a guy, but that's first half. I just can't deny that first half of that season. We all saw it; they were winning despite what he was doing. Now, the back half of that season cannot complain about it for Trevor Lawrence, so I think he's out. Dak is interesting. Don't mind Dak here. Christian McCaffrey is a probably should be a favorite to win it too. Because like of what he did and how important he was to the 49ers success. So it could go to McCaffrey, but I think my vote would be Stephon Diggs.
I don't hate that. Like Stephon Diggs coming back from an ACL tear, and this was not their first choice in New England. Like they kind of just picked him up off the street when they're like, "Oh, okay, I guess we need a guy," and the guys we were looking at aren't available anymore. Let's bring in Stephon Diggs, I guess. And I mean, he was fantastic. I mean, he was top of the league almost in a lot of areas, and what he brought to this offense.
And
What he brought
no
to Drake Maye.
sideline shenanigans.
No, I mean, and that's what look. You're gonna get him clean for a year or two. Now it's after that's when he starts to act up. But like, I mean, he had the same effect with Josh Allen, where like they had a young quarterback in Josh Allen, and they went and got him a number one in Stephon Diggs. This is not obvious. Stephon Diggs is obviously not like what he used to be, though.
Yeah.
He was still very good this year. So I don't hate that. I think to me it has to go to Christian McCaffrey.
I do not hate that choice.
Like Trevor Lawrence, I think you're spot on. He was not bad in the first half of the season. He was not good. He was not good though. Like I don't know what you want to call it. It was not good.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was elite in that second half of the season. He was so good that they put him on the MVP ballot. But I mean, he's not. He's just no. Dak. I mean, look, I don't want to like Dak had a great season. Like, and I know last year was horrible. He kind of sat out. He was injured. He decided, I think, to sit out the second half because this team wasn't doing anything. He had nothing to play for. He ended up taking a surgery, if I remember correctly. So I mean, Dak was great, but I just would not give it to Dak. I would give it to Christian McCaffrey. I would give it to the guy on this list that played that was totally out all last year, and whose team without him was.
He came back. Right?
He came back for like a game or something.
He wasn't very effective.
Yeah, I mean, he played for like a game and a half or something. And like again, Dak, they won 7 games this year. They won 7 games last year. Like, Aiden Hutchinson, they were 15-2 without him last year. I'm not saying they missed it because of Aiden, but like the impact that Christian McCaffrey had on his team, taking them from terrible to we're like a game away from the 1 seed, and that's literally him. Like that was the only thing that changed was him. I mean, Brock Purdy missed half the season, and they were winning games because they had Christian McCaffrey just summoning whatever he summons in the locker room. So I would give it to Christian McCaffrey, and I think he will win it. But Stephon Diggs would probably be number 2 on my list. All right, let's talk protector of the year.
Oh, I didn't see this list, so a little unprepared about this. I forgot about this award.
Oh, here, let me.
For
send
some
it to you
reason,
really quick.
no, I have.
Oh,
it,
okay, cool. Okay, bet.
For some reason, NFL.com didn't have it.
Yeah, I know. I noticed. I had to pull it up in a separate tab, but
yeah. So sorry about that.
No, you're good.
I completely forgot. For me, out of this list, partial Aaron Brewer for the Miami Dolphins, but I don't think he's probably not gonna win it. Joe Thuney, maybe for the Bears.
Joe Thuney is a great one.
Oh, Tooney. Sorry,
you can't. I have a strong opinion. You can't mispronounce things. So
you can.
You can't.
Oh, okay.
Accents just make it impossible. You can say whatever word however you want to say it.
So I can call you Jike.
Yeah. Yeah. Like if you have an accent that demands you call me Jike, like that's what it is. I'm gonna respond to that. It's just.
Yeah, I mean, having the number 1, best rushing team in the league, I mean, that has to do something. And I think the Bears, they changed a lot of I'm saying a lot of narratives, but you know, Megan was very exciting to see all the stuff with Ben Johnson there, um, with uh, with all like the run schemes and all that. So that'd probably be my vote. Looking at all the other guys, like I guess Denver Broncos, Quinn Mares, and Garrett Bowles, they'll probably be up there. Yeah, I think it'll probably be Thuney or probably any of the Broncos guys because I don't think Aaron Brewer's gonna get it. I don't think Creed Humphrey's gonna get it, and Panay Sewell. Just those teams didn't have really great seasons. So
So this is a very tough one for me. I would take Creed Humphrey. Like Creed Humphrey, I mean he's probably the best center in the league. So like I'm not taking anything away from him. But I mean just with how competitive this is, I'm going to take him off the list. Tough that Trent Williams isn't on here. Tough that who was I going to say? I'm sorry. Tough that Lane Johnson couldn't be on here because of his injuries.
Speaking of, the Eagles O-line coach is retiring.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting.
That
next year.
I will say I think you're sleeping on
Stoutland. Sorry, just want to get it out there.
I think you're sleeping on Aaron Brewer a little bit because Aaron Brewer.
I love Miami Dolphins.
What he meant to that run game was incredible. I mean, what he was asked to do is versus like your typical center. I don't think he will either, but like. I love that he was nominated, and I think he's a worthy nominee.
That's great, for it. And be the first like that. That makes me feel great because offensive line we've been struggling.
I think I have. See, this is where it's not fair because I think Garrett Bowles and Quinn Miners hurt each other.
Them being on the same team?
Yes. Now, they don't play on the same side,
Yeah.
Miners is right, Bowles is left. But, like, I think, when you have two guys on a line that are just phenomenal. And I will say this, like, I think Garrett Bowles has a stronger case than Quinn Miners because, Garrett Bowles was just an objectively better lineman than Quinn Miners this year. Garrett Bowles, like...
He's left tackle.
He's left tackle. His pressure rate was like near the bottom of the league, and I think he only gave up I don't think he gave up a sack this year.
Yeah, pretty good.
Like his pressure rate allowed.
Left tackle,
Yeah, here it is. His pressure rate allowed at 5.9% was the best among left tackles with 500 plus pass blocking snaps. He faced 540 one-on-one matchups, the second most of any offensive lineman, and even on dropbacks that lasted longer than 4 seconds, he allowed a pressure rate of just 11.6%. I mean, obviously he was effective in the run game. So, to me, it's Garrett Bowles or it's Joe Thuney. What Joe Thuney did for that offense, like coming in, and what he allowed Ben Johnson to do with that zone rushing scheme. I mean, you cannot talk about it enough. This is so tough. I've gone back. I've been thinking about this so much, and I've gone back and forth between Bowles and Thuney forever. I feel like I change my mind every hour. I will say, like a lot of people, I think Panay Sewell's probably going to win it.
You think so?
I think, and this is where again it's like what I think will happen versus what I think should happen. I think Panay Sewell will win it, but I'm going to lock in and say Garrett Bowles should win it. So, but Joe Thuney would not be upset in the slightest if he ended up winning it. So, really not. I mean, I like all these guys, and they're all phenomenal linemen. So, like, this isn't going to be Joe Flacco getting comeback player over DeMar Hamlin, I think I still get mad thinking about that. I'm like, how did y'all do that? How did y'all mess that up that bad? Okay. All right, Christian, we got 3 more awards.
Mm-hmm.
First one up, the Walter Payton Man of the Year award.
Again, I do not have that. All of them.
Is
I'm
there
not
a
gonna. I really
is
don't. How do I compare? Like, who made the most money?
I
I don't
want
even
to
know how you pick that award.
I I don't
Who
I want to
raised the most
see
money?
is there like can you bet on DraftKings like
That's
who's gonna
crazy.
win the Walter Payton Man of the Year
That
award?
that's so degenerate. As
I
you
don't
should
think
not
you
be
can.
betting on Walter. Pay- what? That's
Oh man.
insane. What are you betting on? Are you what? Are you looking at their charity? Like how much they donate? Like I don't just know. That's insane.
I just picture like two dudes arguing because they have different bets, and one of them's like, "What you think because he visited the children's hospital 8 times,
You guys want
like
to get
he
him the
should get
Walter
it? Like, what are
Payton?
you talking about? like,
Christian Gonzalez is out here.
Christian Gonzalez had to help flood victims.
Like, come on.
All right.
I
Anyway,
have no big
yeah, I don't either.
opinions
I
on
said it. I was joking. No,
all
we
of
we do have 3 awards left. So first off, let's do assistant coach of the year and then coach of the year. Who you got for assistant coach of the year?
I'll say my one, Clint Kubiak.
Okay.
That's probably my one. My two, probably Vance Joseph, DC, and my three, probably Josh McDaniels. Probably like tied with Vance Joseph. Just I mean, yeah, I mean, look what he did for the Seattle Seahawks this year. Number one, you know, before the year we were talking about the Raiders and the Seahawks, Seahawks gave up a bunch of pressure last year with Gino at the helm, and he comes over here and and they get Sam Darnold. They bring him in. They draft some linemen to help out that line, and they just went to work this season. And they got the number one seed. Sam Darnold is if he wins it on Sunday, I mean, has just totally changed the career trajectory of Sam Darnold and what we think about what he is. Um, now getting a head coaching job for the Raiders, rooting for him there, see if what they can get, and potentially Mendoza for their quarterback. So it's gonna be interesting to see there. But yeah, I think it's Clint for me. We talked about JSN having like 1,700 yards. Sam Darnold doing well. Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet um, running the ball. Like I think what they've done, what he's done with Seattle this year has been truly amazing. Vance Joseph has been a great DC for Denver these past few seasons that he's been there. And nothing like great defense throughout the year this year. And then last thing for Josh McDaniels, I mean, get should get some votes. I don't think he'll win it, but I mean, having probably the best offense this year in the Patriots and taking a second year in Drake Maye and getting the production that they did, getting the number 2 seed in the AFC where you have to like there's Patrick Mahomes, there's Lamar Jackson, there's Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, um, Joe Burrow there. So, yeah. So I got Clint here for mine. I'll be interested to hear what you got to say.
I have a lot to say about this one.
Okay. You
For
say
one,
they don't have the guy you want on here.
they do not have the guy I want. They do not have the guy that I know should win this award. For one, Clint Kubiak. I feel like if we were including the playoffs, Clint Kubiak would be a shoo-in.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like as we were going into the playoffs, I think the perception of the Seahawks offense was it was cooling down. Sam Darnold was not playing that well. They had just put up 13 points against the 49ers in their last game. So, like, I think they're going to look at Clint Kubiak as, again, like, with it ending at the regular season, I think that probably will have him lose it. Vic Fangio, I think, is a solid choice. You can't go wrong with him. Brian Flores,
Yeah.
he
That
was.
wasn't his fault.
It wasn't his fault. Like, he was having to play a type of like he played his scheme. They blitzed more than anybody like they did, but like
what he does. That's what he does.
it still was not quite what he wanted to do because of the offense, and he had to kind of protect when your offense goes out there and scores 30 points, it's like I can be aggressive as hell, and if you beat me once or twice, okay. But like when your offense is not scoring, it's like, oh, okay, I can't get beat. Like I gotta play protected a little bit. And Josh McDaniels, like I think Drake Maye is just gonna keep. I know there's an argument to make, like kind of what you said, like what he did with Drake Maye, like I think is worth mentioning. But I think Drake Maye ultimately will take away from it because I think they'll look more at Drake Maye being the reason this offense worked as opposed to Josh McDaniels.
But who orchestrated the offense? Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, Drake Maye did get them. They got into some sticky situations, and he got them out of it just by being Drake Maye. So, but I hear you. But I think Vance Joseph will win it.
mm-hmm.
I think he will win it. The guy who should win it, and I don't even think it's close. Like I am shocked that they don't have this guy on here, Anthony Campanelli, Jaguars defensive coordinator.
He's supposed to be a head coaching candidate.
Y'all interviewed him.
Well,
it.
I wouldn't have hated that either.
He took. I mean, just the amount of. I don't know how much time I have to go into what this man did. This man took the same players that were on the Jaguars last year and took them from being a bottom 10 defense to a top 5 defense borderline. And their pressure rate in Jacksonville was the 23rd in the league. They were not good. They could not get pressure sending for. So even without being able, like we talked about a couple weeks ago, like you can't get pressure with 4. You're cooked. Not Anthony Campanelli. He with 4, he was still creating phenomenal defenses in the backfield, and he was using it with all sorts. I mean, cover 1, cover 2, cover 3. Like it was a variety. He was zone blitzing with all those coverages. Like he was doing so many creative things. And he was doing it with the same guys that were the bottom 10 defense last year, and he made them an elite level unit this year. Like, I have no idea how he is not on this list. Like, it is baffling to me. So, Anthony Campanelli, to me, is my shoe-in. He should win it. I think they'll give it to Vance Joseph. All right. Time for what I think is the hardest one. Coach of the year.
Yeah, they don't have my guy on here that I want to win it.
Oh, yeah. Who'd you want to win it?
That guy in Carolina.
Dave Canales?
Yeah, like, look, don't get me wrong.
Go ahead. No, I'm
8-9, not great. Not a great season. They backed into the playoffs, had to. Didn't take care of business against Tampa, and they needed the Saints to beat the Falcons to get in, but I mean, coming into this season, what were the expectations for the Carolina Panthers? Like, I get it. Liam Cohen, I understand, like, taking over. He did a great job. Like, all these guys have done a great job. And from this list, I'm torn. I think Kyle Shanahan, honestly. But, like, Mike Vrabel, I hear you, whatever. Mike McDonald, I hear you. Ben Johnson, I hear you. Liam Cohen, yeah. Whatever. But Dave Canales, like, we were going into the season like, hey, we don't know if Bryce Young is our quarterback of the future. And I don't know if it answered a lot of questions, but we just got some hope. And look, I know this is a regular season award, but that Rams playoff game, they're now I don't know if they would have went down and potentially scored, but if that receiver doesn't catch that ball, I don't know. I'm not saying they would have won that game, but they did have the Rams on their heels.
Rams had to go put together a drive to go win it at the end.
Like, they had them on their heels. They had some really weird games in there here and there during the season, but and as you said, T-Mac was the only rookie receiver to get 1,000 yards. Still got a lot of work to do for Carolina, but I mean, winning the AFC South after it was dominated by the Bucks for half a decade nearly, like that has to mean something. And you're doing it with Bryce Young. and like not a whole bunch of talent. You're still building that squad up, but I think he should get a nod. Maybe not win it, but should get a nod. But that would be my coach of the year,
Hey,
personally.
I dig it. I dig it. I like it. I don't feel like I'm hearing that many people talk about it, but I do think you make a good point. Like, what was the expectation of what they did? And they still had a losing record, but we're also not sold on Bryce Young. That defense struggled a lot, and to find a way to sift through and win this division, I think that's fair.
Yeah,
This,
but out of these
out
guys,
of these guys, this one is so tough.
everyone deserves it.
It could be any. I literally I have no idea what name is gonna be read.
I think
Like
it's
I
gonna be Mike Vrabel.
see, I think it's gonna be Kyle Shanahan.
I hear you. I think both of these teams last year just really, really struggled. I think it'll be Mike Vrabel because they were they won 4 games last year. He gets there. Drake Maye's the MVP candidate. They're the number 2 seed in the AFC, and now they're here in the Super Bowl. Like I know it's a regular season award, but getting that 2 seed, I mean, in the AFC with Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. I know I already said it, but I mean, I feel like that's going to be, but I do hear you on Kyle Shanahan. All those injuries, I will say that I think the thing that is working against them, they ended up having the first or the second easiest schedule.
I think it was the second behind the
Oh, yeah, the
Patriots.
Patriots. I mean, so second easy schedule. Now, I mean, you can probably make that argument for Mike Vrabel too, but you know, they only had 4 wins last year. Um, but I do hear you on the Kyle Shanahan. Um, Mike McDonald probably should win it. Like I don't.
I mean,
All these coaches could win it. I do
yeah,
not.
I think just narrowing it down to me, I don't think it'll be Ben Johnson.
I
I
think
think
Ben Johnson is the lead. Like I can hear the case for Ben Johnson. I think he is probably the bot. If I had to rank these, he'd probably be at the
I
bottom.
agree. I think he's at the bottom of the list. And again, no shot to Ben Johnson. He was phenomenal this year, but I do think when you're having your quarterback just pull off improbable comeback after comeback, again, splitting hairs, but that's what we're
I
doing
mean,
here.
but
We're
they did have
splitting
the
hairs.
number. He's a great running coordinator,
And they were the
and
best running team, yeah.
yeah,
But so again, he's deserving to be on here, but if we're trying to split hairs and figure out how do we separate them, I would say I did not feel like Ben Johnson's team. Maybe it's an argument for him, but his team felt like it was not. The record was not indicative of how good this team actually was.
yeah.
Now
I mean,
maybe you say, well, isn't that he's taking he's overachieving? It's like, okay, I guess, yeah, but I would have Ben Johnson at 5. Mike McDonald, man, I
it was tough because he was there last year, and what
they won 9 games.
they won 9 games. So
I just
they were competent last year. Now they took it to another level.
I I love Mike McDonald, and again, factoring in the playoffs, it's easy to be like him or Mike Vrabel, but just thinking about where we were at the end of the regular season, which he would say, yeah, I was the 1 seed. Yeah, what about it? I was the 1 seed. I feel like people aren't going to look at what he did and say it's as impressive as what some of the what Liam Cohen did, taking over a Jaguars team that had no hope and making them a contender, really, in a lot of ways. I mean, they were one of the hottest teams in the league going into the playoffs. And obviously Mike Vrabel, very similar, took over a 4-13 team. But I think, again, the Drake Maye of it all is going to hurt him. And maybe it shouldn't, because we know what Mike Vrabel is. We saw what he did in Tennessee. This is not a isolated thing. Mike Vrabel shows up and his team wins. That's what it is. I think Kyle Shanahan, though, the one thing Kyle Shanahan has working against him is how bad his defense was. And and I know it's injuries, but it's also that's kind of the point of all-time great coaching, right? Is you make it work even without the pieces. And his defense did not work without the pieces. Their offense was just crazy. But again, he was missing his quarterback for half the year, and they didn't miss a step. And so I think Kyle Shanahan reluctantly, I would pick him, and I think he will win it. But, like, I have no conviction, and I'm not going to be mad at any of these coaches for winning it. I'm going to be happy because all of these coaches, I can't remember the last time we had a year where it felt like every single coach of the year candidate is like, oh my God, like, who are we picking? But Kyle Shanahan being a game away from the 1 seed with that corpse of a roster he had, I think that's pretty insane. So, okay, well, let's do it, Christian. We got one more. The MVP. The candidates. Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence,
why is he on here?
Christian McCaffrey, and then the real candidates. Drake Maye and Matthew Stafford. I cannot remember a time the MVP award was this polarizing.
Really?
Who do you?
No, I was like thinking back. Wasn't there like a
last year? It was like Josh Allen and Lamar was a little polar. Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady a few years ago in that 2021 season. But like, I mean, people legitimately hate each other over this pick. Like, it's crazy.
I mean, no Dolphins are in this award, so like I have really no dog in this fight. I think this is gonna go to Matt Stafford. I think you can make it. I don't understand why Trevor is on here. It's like, I mean, had that back half of that season, like you said, he was a very elite, like top 5 and a whole bunch of passing categories there, but you just can't ignore an entire season. Josh Allen, why is he on here? Like, he was good. He wasn't great. For me, he's Josh Allen. So I mean, I get it. He has to be on there. Patrick Mahomes got injured. Lamar was injured. So like, I mean, he's one of the guys, the elite quarterback. So I guess you have to have him on here. But those two, I'm marking off. I could hear the argument for Christian McCaffrey, but he's not going to win it. You know, I think the rushing stats really, really hurt him, even though he was a big part of why they had so much success this year in San Fran. But, you know, he didn't even average a 4 yards a carry or just under that. And as a running back, which that is his main position, you just can't have it. I don't mind if Drake Maye or Matthew Stafford wins the MVP. But how I think it's going to go is I think we're going to give it to Matt Stafford for MVP. And then we're going to make up. We're going to be like, all right, Drake Maye, we're sorry we didn't give you the MVP, but here, you can take this Offensive Player of the Year award here. But, that's me. I think, and then, you know, he threw the touchdown thing. If you throw I think it's if you throw 45 or more touchdowns, you do win the MVP. Matthew Stafford had 46. You know, and yeah, I mean, he was a top quarterback in a lot of categories for a lot of that year for the Rams. So I think it's going to be Matthew Stafford.
Dang. I'm glad, Christian.
Oh, you going Drake Maye?
I think it'll be Drake Maye.
Oh, well, damn.
And look, I'm not going to sit, like, I think it should be Drake Maye. I'm not going to debate somebody who wants to say they think Matthew Stafford should win and will win. Like, I will be totally fine if Matt Stafford wins. I think he is very deserving of it. He had 46 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. I mean, he was absolutely amazing this year. And I think this season is, again, I already said it, but, like, I think this is the season that he locked himself into a Hall of Fame case.
If he wins it.
I think he's already done it. Whether or not he wins the MVP, I think he solidified himself this year as a Hall of Famer because
one Super Bowl appearance. I mean, not his fault. Like I get it, but
I mean he had the yards and the stats in Detroit, but the problem is he didn't have the wins. And he comes in and he wins a Super Bowl, but like it's a little like Saquon in a way where people are like trying to pretend like we can put Saquon in the Hall of Fame now because he had this historic season, and it's like no, you need to have a career.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a season. But Matthew Stafford, like, the question was, like, hey, can he get back to the playoffs a few times? Can he maybe get back to the Super Bowl? Can he get an MVP? You know, if he does some of those things, like, then I think we're having a conversation. He's been to the playoffs 4 out of his, 5 years now in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Since he's been there.
4 out of his 5 years he's been in LA, he's been to the playoffs. And he's won playoff games in most of those trips. He just got back to the NFC Championship this year. Lost on a tough situation. I mean, it wasn't like his fault they lost. Like, he played very well.
Yeah.
They just didn't have as good of a team as the Seahawks, which I tried to tell y'all. But anyway. And, I mean, he got a first-team All-Pro from this year. Like, I think even without an MVP award this year, we're gonna know. We're gonna know what Matt Stafford did this year, and the idea that it's diminished because, well, he didn't win the MVP though. Like, no, like, we saw what he did. He had a historically great year. He's got a Super Bowl. He's got the deep playoff runs. He's got the wins now. 5 years is more than enough of consistently winning to. Yeah, I think he's got the jacket at this point. But
okay.
I have so much I want to say. I can't. We're so low on time, but I would go Drake Maye because, A, Drake Maye had the highest EPA per dropback. 5 of the last 7 MVPs led the league in EPA per dropback. Drake Maye did. Drake Maye also won his division. Matt Stafford did not. The last time a quarterback won the MVP without winning their division, 2008, Peyton Manning. I do hear you about the touchdowns are obviously the thing that Drake Maye has to contend with. It's like Drake Maye had 35 total touchdowns to Matt Stafford's 46. How does what Drake Maye did analytically and in advanced stats outweigh the 46 the 11 touchdown difference between them? And I honestly don't think there's a right answer to that. Like, you either think it is, and I don't disagree with you. If you don't think it does, I'm not gonna fight you on it. But, like, I would make the case that it does because people want to say the strength of schedule argument is dumb. Like, I hate that. If you are making a strength of schedule argument for the MVP, like, stop. Okay, the Rams. The Rams are a significantly better team than the Patriots. Like, they just are, okay? If this was the Rams and the Patriots Super Bowl, I think the Seahawks are probably, I don't want to spoil anything, but, like, I won't then. I won't spoil anything. The Rams, if they're playing the Patriots, I think the Rams would win pretty handily. Like, the Rams have a better defense. They have a way better offense. They have Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams. They're running it with Kyron Williams and Blake Corum. They have Sean McVay calling plays for them. Like, the idea that you're going to look at Drake Maye and go, you had the easiest schedule, and just ignore the fact that Matt Stafford has gods around him that he can throw the football to. Like, I just – the only other player that is nominated on the Patriots is Stephon Diggs, and he's nominated for Comeback Player of the Year. Matt Stafford has who very well could likely be the Offensive Player of the Year he's throwing to. Like, and the other guy that he's throwing to led the league in touchdowns. So, I just.
And how much of Stafford's touchdowns were, like, goal line?
The goal line touchdowns. Rams fans hate when you say that. They hate when you say it.
No,
It's
they
funny.
would throw it in the red zone. Like, they
did.
would throw it, and he got it. Like, and you're playing with Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. Like,
and it's true. Like, and look, I mean, I think he led the league in passing yards. I think total yards, Drake Maye might actually have him edged out because of when you include rushing. I have to double check that. I could be spreading misinformation, but, like, again, I'm not taking anything away from Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford was phenomenal. The arguments I hear against Drake Maye, I find very silly. Like, well, when Matt Stafford you just have to break it down in such a way, and it's like, or I could just tell you Drake Maye was the more efficient passer, and Drake Maye had less help, and Drake Maye had more team success despite both of those things than Matt Stafford did. And it's like, we're done. Like, we've done it. You know what I mean? So I just, I would not be upset at all if Matt Stafford won. If they want to say, if they want to build a narrative out of it almost and go, hey, Matt Stafford, you're retiring soon. Here's your MVP champ. Drake Maye's probably going to win another MVP at some point. Like, I would not be mad at that. It's well earned. But he also did win first team All Pro, and that is typically a good sign. Now, last year, they gave first team All Pro to Lamar, and they gave the MVP to Josh Allen, who won second team. So I do wonder if either the first team All Pro is just going to continue to be the indicator, which it still probably will be most years. But I do wonder if in years like this where we have two quarterbacks that are both like obviously MVP level candidates, do they like use the All Pros to kind of split the difference where they're like, all right, we're not giving you the MVP, but here's your first team All Pro. And then we'll give the MVP to the second team All Pro guy. So I don't know. I think that's something I'm going to be watching for, but I am taking Drake Maye to win the MVP. But again, I will not be upset if Matt Stafford wins it. It's well earned. All right.
I have a GM award.
Oh, dude, we didn't even do Executive of the Year. That's an easy one.
The Seahawks could do.
Yeah, we're going John Schneider. John Schneider was an easy. Yeah, he might have already been named it. Oh no, the Pro Football Writers of America did. I don't know if the AP actually does that, but it's John Schneider. What John Schneider is John Schneider. Okay.
He's the first general manager in NFL history to make multiple Super Bowls with the same franchise while having completely new roster and head coach.
Coaching staff, yeah, did that twice, and I mean, just the moves he made this year. Gray Zabel draft knocked it out of the park. Brought in Tank Lawrence, was a great pick. Shipped off Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf and said, no, we got it with Jackson Smith and Jigba. We're good. Brought in Sam Darnold, traded for Rashid Shaheed.
Brought in Cooper Kupp.
Brought in Cooper Kupp, who was good. And the amount of moves this man made, just one by one, they all paid off. Absolutely phenomenal. So, okay. All right, Christian. We took an hour to talk about the awards.
Yeah, I saw that. Not an hour to talk about Super Bowl?
Nah, take another hour to talk about the Super Bowl. Nah, we'll see.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, I don't have too much to say. To me, it's Patriots offense versus the Seahawks defense. I think
it's a little bit more than that. But,
it is.
I think it's
that's the matchup I'm excited to see. Can Drake Maye beat that defense? Yeah, I mean, we go ahead and take this in parts. I'll let you talk first. Let's talk about the Seahawks offense versus the Patriots defense. What's your read there?
Okay. Seahawks offense versus the Patriots defense.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I think the keys for the for the Seahawks is being creative with your play calling. He might be okay with his oblique injury, but not putting a lot of stuff on Sam Darnold's plate. Obviously, getting the run in there with Kenneth Walker getting success on early downs, I think is going to be a big part. I think we've seen from this over this postseason how I think we came into the playoffs underrating. It wasn't amazing defense, but I don't know. They just stepped up. I don't know what's going on with the Patriots defense, but they've played really, really well in this postseason. So can they get after Sam Darnold? I'm not, advocating for any stuff like non-football related, within the rules of the game and within, the play when the whistle is blown. But, he is dealing with an oblique injury with Sam Darnold, so it's about getting after him, stopping them on early downs, and then knowing where Jackson Smith and Jigba is at all times. We saw in the NFC Championship game, Clint Kubiak put him in the backfield, and they scored a touchdown in the red zone, putting him in the backfield. So I think that's a key for the Patriots. They need to know where he is at all times. Is he motioning? Is he in the slot? Is he in the outside? Where is he at? Is he in the backfield? So that's going to be interesting matchup to see how they counter that. And I think, yeah, just not letting Sam Darnold ease into the game. I feel like for both of these quarterbacks, I mean, there's going to be some nerves. It's the Super Bowl, the biggest game of both of these two guys' careers. So it's about who can, settle their quarterback down first. And then, like you said, I think it is about what these defenses can do against these offenses. I'm not expecting a high scoring game from this one. Um, the only way I could see this going being, I mean, not the only, anything can happen in the Super Bowl. Um, if there's a blowout, I think it will be Seattle blowing out Patriots. I don't foresee the Patriots blowing out Seattle, but I mean, it is on the board. It could happen. Um, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. And then I think for the Patriots side on and Seattle's defense is, um, Drake May has been rattled in these, first few games and these playoffs. Hasn't played great during this run here. So it's, can you get to him early? Can you, he is. I think Adam Schefter tweeted that he was a full participant today. We've been talking about in all sports shows and all that. And if you're following like the teams on social media, Drake May's been dealing with a shoulder injury. Like I said, not like legal football plays and within, the rules and stuff within the whistle, but can you get him on the ground early? He's dealing with that injury to his shoulder. So if you can get to him early, maybe rat him a little bit, because I'm not really scared of the rushing attack from the Patriots. I'm not scared of that. A little scared. We need to key in on Drake May's running ability. You gotta just keep an eye on that. Where Stephon Diggs at the time, and then stopping them on early down. So they haven't had the Seattle they don't have like a guy on the defensive line that can just wreck a game. So and all the guys can get to your quarterback. So it's gonna be interesting to see how Will Campbell, rookie rookie tackle for the Patriots. I know it's been a little shaky for him there. I mean, he is a rookie, so and you're in the Super Bowl, that's going to be really big battle to watch for as well for them. But yeah, Jake, I've been talking for a little bit, so I'll let you get into it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Brett Coleman said it best. It's kind of first team to 20 to me.
I feel like this is going to be a low scoring. I don't see this being in the 30s.
Think both quarterbacks are going to struggle. I think the Patriots do a lot of things defensively that is going to give Sam Darnold fits. They are really good at pressuring up the middle. That Milton Williams in the middle is. I know you said they don't have any game records, but Milton Williams is pretty close to it.
I meant for Seattle side.
Oh, my bad. Oh, I might.
They don't have like a guy. They don't have like a 10+ guy, but they can all get to you.
I mean, yeah, they're all quality, but yeah, I mean, Milton Williams in the middle, like the Patriots, they run some insane disguises. I mean, they mug up and they send all out blitzes, or they back. They actually don't end up blitzing that much. They back up and. It's like, what am I looking at? It's a lot of different packages they run, and it's very interesting to see how Sam Darnold is going to attack it.
Who can win in the post snap? Reading the defense, seeing what they're in. It's going to be kind of like that. Like I do agree. I don't think it's going to be. I do agree. It's going to be who can get to 21st.
And here's a really interesting matchup for you too to pay attention to. We talked about the Seahawks. They're like the best team in the league at running play action. New England is the 4th best defense in the league against play action. EPA per dropback, according to For the Numbers. So, again, a lot of scary ways that this New England defense matches up with this offense. They got a guy in Gonzo I would probably lean Jackson Smith and Jigba wins that matchup more often than he does it, but like that was the thing that killed the Rams is the Rams are having to run zone every play because they don't have the guys. They got Darius Williams and Kobe Durant on the outside. Like they're not keeping up with JSN. They can't do it. But Gonzo's can. I mean, within reason. I think Gonzo's an elite level cornerback. JSN I think is probably even better of a receiver, but they have a chance to like contain JSN in a way that a lot of teams just do not have. And they have the scheme to beat what the Seahawks want to do offensively. So I really do like that. I think for the Seahawks, it's going to be a matter of can they get Kenneth Walker going? Kenneth Walker has been a revelation in the playoffs. And the Patriots, again, it's a little skewed, but like you look at their statistics, they have been spotty at stopping the run. Now, a lot of that was because they didn't have Milton Williams, and then Milton Williams came back and they got good at stopping the run again. So, like, even the things that you might look at and say Seattle's got the edge here offensively versus this Patriots defense, it still might not even be that much of an edge. So, like, I think the Seahawks are going to have a hard time scoring. But on the flip side, I think the Patriots are going to have a really hard time scoring because the weather is a factor here.
They're getting good weather. It's in Santa Clara.
Yeah, the weather's a factor, as in it's not a factor this time.
No.
Because against the Chargers, the weather wasn't bad. It was cold, but it was fine. Obviously, that weather in Houston was horrible, and the Patriots' offense suffered for it. And then obviously we know what happened with the weather in Denver, and their offense suffered for it. So, like, that's not going to be an issue. So this is going to be the first time in a month almost we see Drake Maye play in, like, reasonable weather.
Yeah.
But that defense for Seattle is so good. And again, Will Campbell, like, I think Will Campbell going into this game, like, he had a good rookie season. He has had a tough playoff run.
Yeah.
And I think he is probably a liability against the
Seahawks. They were playing... if the Patriots, I think I was watching First Things First clips today, and they were talking about the Patriots, and this will be the Patriots, if they pull this off, will have beaten 4 top 5 defenses, which would be the first in the ever happen in a playoff run. If the Patriots were to get this done, they've been playing great defenses throughout this entire playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about all year long, man, the 3 best defenses in the league are Seattle, Denver, Houston. And the Chargers were a top 5. I mean, they were right there. They're a bubble 5 unit. So, like, it's been one after the other. And look, I mean, I won't front, like, they haven't looked that good against them. You know what I mean? But, like, some of it is the weather. So I think they're going to struggle. Like, I think Drake Maye has taken an insane amount of sacks. I don't see that stopping in this game. I think the question is, can Drake Maye hold on to the ball better than he has as of late? And like, I could see a reality where, the Seahawks are able to just torment him with their defense, and the offense for the Seahawks does just enough to where they stay on track.
Yeah.
And it more and more forces the Patriots into that one-dimensional game.
And that's where they want you. That's where they want you.
That's when you can be sending blitzes. That's when Nicky Manwari goes everywhere. That's when you can have – I mean, their linebackers already don't have to react to the play action, which is why they're so good at it, because they have such hybrids in their secondary that can come up and stop the run, along with that insane defensive line where it's just like, why can't we have 8 guys that are all really, really good at being defensive linemen? So for me, I am leaning the Seahawks. I think there is a chance that the Seahawks could actually win this game by a lot.
I don't hear a lot of people talking about the Patriots blowing out the Seahawks. I feel like, if there's a blowout, which I don't want there to be, but I think I'm leaning, if it's a blowout, I think if you told me it was a blowout, I'd be like, oh, so how much did Seattle win? I think another thing we haven't talked about, was the special teams. Rashid Shaheed from NFL Pro.com. Rashid Shaheed has scored 14 career touchdowns of at least 40 yards, which is the most by any player since he entered NFL in 2022. You know, that Rams comeback in the regular season was a big part. The opening kickoff for the 49ers in the playoff in the divisional round was a huge play. So we could see some maybe not a touchdown, but we could see, that coming into play. Field position, I think, like you said, both of these offenses are going to struggle playing these two great defenses. So I think field position is going to be very important, and he maybe could take one to the crib. He maybe could.
But at some point, Christian, we do got to pick them. I'm going to go with Seattle. I'm picking Seattle. I think the score will be 24-13.
That's kind of similar to what I was thinking. I think I'm leaning Seattle as well to win this game. For the score, I'm thinking maybe 23-17.
Okay,
Close.
so you think it'll be a one possession? I mean,
I think it's gonna be close. I mean, Vegas doesn't think it's gonna be close. 4.5. Seattle is favored here. Oh yeah, is this your lock of the week, Jake?
It has to be
4.5.
Has to be the lock of the week. Minus
so
4.5.
So if I download DraftKings for the first time,
well, you would be committing
and make an account.
We can't bet in Texas, but yeah.
Oh. Well, never mind. Never mind.
Bet on Kalshi or something, whatever. I don't know.
I'll be doing that. Never mind.
I don't know how any of that works. I don't know how that's legal, but whatever.
But I can look. You know how many gambling commercials we're going to see during the Super Bowl? That's so funny.
The NFL actually said they do not want that. They're not allowing predictive market commercials, which I think is an interesting break from. They were so against gambling forever, and now they're like, okay, yeah, we'll be in bed with it. And I wonder if they're starting to get a little bit of cold feet on some of those relationships because of just how insane gambling has gotten, how pervasive it's gotten. But anyway, that's a conversation for later. Yeah, so sounds like we're both on Seattle. Okay.
Yeah. But I'm expecting a good game.
I hope
very close, tightly knit ball game. It's gonna be who's gonna make the costly mistake, and I think it'll be Seahawks that'll triumph. But I wouldn't be surprised if I think the only outcome that I would be surprised is if the Patriots just blow out the Seattle and Drake Maye wins Super Bowl MVP, throws 400 yards, 3 touchdowns. I don't either. I would be shocked.
Seattle has lost 3 games this year by a combined total of 9 points.
Yeah.
And this is really, to me, I saw a thing, and I was so baffled by it, because it was again, I think the Drake Maye hate from people is just kind of weird. But
who's hating on Drake Maye?
There's a lot. I think it's Patriots fans and people have just lost their minds and how much they love Drake Maye. So now there's naturally a contingent of people who develop again. But they were if these two teams switched quarterbacks, which of these teams would still be in the Super Bowl? And it's well, obviously the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Obviously. And you get comments who are like, that's a dumb take. That's dumb. You're stupid. And it's you think Sam Darnold, Drake Maye, you're taking Sam Darnold? Really? For your life?
No.
For your life. You're come on.
I don't think Sam Darnold. I don't know if they win. I don't know if they make the playoffs if Sam Darnold's the quarterback.
No, and no offense to Sam Darnold, but Sam Darnold could have 3 interceptions in this game. And you're still
be in this game.
Yeah, Seahawks still very well could have won that game. If Drake Maye has 3 interceptions in this game,
it's over.
It's over. They're not winning the game. The margin of error for Drake Maye.
The Patriots defense would have to play out of its goddamn mind.
Sam Darnold would also have to have his share of turnovers. Like that's the only way they stay in this game. Like the Patriots are not going to be able to lose the turnover battle and stay hold of this game. So yeah, I think it's the Seahawks. It's because the Seahawks have so many avenues that they can win. The
Such
Patriots have a
well-rounded team.
And the Patriots, I'm not saying like the only way they win is if Drake Maye has a good game. If Drake Maye doesn't
Sorry.
No, you're good. They beat Denver, they beat Houston, they beat LA. Drake Maye was not good in really any of those games. So like Drake Maye can feasibly come in here and have a tough game, but that defense played well enough because of how well it matches up with the Seahawks offense that they're still in it at the end and have a chance to win. And I mean, Drake Maye has the ball at the end of the game. It's like, oh man, who knows what's going to happen here? But I think Seattle just has more avenues to win it than the Patriots do. So,
I was gonna say something, but I was say like, I don't think for the Drake May and the Patriots to win, I don't think he needs a monster game. I just think he needs to be clean, as you talked about. You know, not turning the ball over, maybe not fumbling it, lose like, even if he recovers it. I mean, you could lose yards on that, and you don't want to be behind the sticks against this Seattle defense. So I mean, if he can have a clean game and get around 250, 2-3 touchdowns, I mean, I think he could. They can win it. But yeah, like you said, they cannot lose this turnover battle and expect to win this game versus Seattle. So
yeah,
with you on there. Question for you, I guess. Then we can tune out. Who does this Super Bowl win mean more for? I know it's a team game, but at the end of the day, we're going to talk about the quarterbacks. So does this mean more for Sam Darnold or Drake Maye?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I have my answer. I can give it real quick, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's Sam Darnold. I mean, look, it's not written in the stars. You know, we talked about we've seen it with Detroit. How, I mean, even Dan. I mean, he probably regrets he said it, but I mean, he said it in a press conference when Detroit, lost that NFC Championship game. It's not guaranteed to come back for you to get back there. So, like, I do hear that argument for Drake Maye, but I mean, he's such a young player. They got a ton of cap space going into next year. They're still on a rookie scale. Like, I don't even think this team is very complete now. And I think if you sat them down and had an honest conversation with Mike Vrabel and them, and I think they would tell you, like, yeah, this team isn't, at its peak yet. I mean, but just for Sam Darnold, man, he's gone from a bust in the Jets to going on his training arc. Didn't really work out with the Panthers. Kyle Shanahan saying, maybe actually he's probably Steve Young. And then, having that great year with the Vikings, winning 14 games, did flame out those last 2 games he played in, and now coming to Seattle and, played great, kind of fell off the back half of that season, but then in the postseason had 2 really, I mean, didn't even have to do much in the 49ers game. And then outdueled, maybe played it.
Kind of outdueled him.
Okay,
did.
outdueled a potential MVP candidate in Matthew Stafford, and now even if he doesn't get Super Bowl MVP, I mean that just changes just a whole bunch of stuff that about Sam Darnold and maybe even other quarterbacks like Sam that's in that Sam Darnold tier who didn't work out with their team that they drafted him. So I think it means more for Sam Darnold, but I do hear about the arguments for Drake Maye as well.
I think it's tough because I think what you're saying about where these teams are at is spot on. Like, I think the Seahawks are going to probably have to take a step back next year. Like, they're going to lose some pieces. This team is kind of we've put it together. It all came together this year. Like, we're going to have to lose some guys next year. They're a popular pick already to, like, miss the playoffs outright next year, which is a little crazy to think about, but sure. Whereas the Patriots, 416 games were played by rookies this year for the Patriots. It is the most by any team to make a Super Bowl in NFL history. It was 90 more than the previous record holder.
This is a very young team.
This is a young team. So
it's not promise, but
it's not promise, but I also know I think it's more likely the Patriots make it back. The NFC, the turnover in the NFC is insane. There's never repeat champions. It's from one year to the next. Teams are different every single year. I mean, we've had 2 repeat champions in the NFC in the past 30 years.
It's the Eagles.
It was the Seahawks and the Packers.
Back-to-back years.
Back-to-back years. Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
I thought you meant in the time, if you multiple. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. The Patriots, they have what looks like they probably could be a great quarterback in the conference of great quarterbacks. There's a lot of reason to believe they will be back.
Oh yeah,
here.
I liked your short that you did on that.
Oh yeah, thanks. A lot of people didn't. A lot of people didn't. But yeah, I mean they're in the they have a great quarterback in the conference of quarterbacks. They're probably going to have a real shot to get back here, whereas the Seahawks might not have as much. So I hear it on that side, but I also hear it on I feel like if Sam Darnold does nothing else the rest of his career, we're going to look at this and go, good job. Good job, Sam. You got to a Super Bowl. You got to a Super Bowl. Good stuff.
First of his class.
Yeah. Drake Maye, again, I'm maybe assigning this to him too early. I'm not saying he's going to be this, but, if Drake Maye is, an all-time great quarterback, you kind of got to win this one. If we get to Drake Maye's Hall of Fame resume at the end of the year and we're trying to figure out where we want to put him, you can't be dropping your first one. You can, Elway did, a lot of quarterbacks have, but
it's tough getting in the Hall of Fame nowadays.
It is.
Robert Kraft
and Bill Belichick.
And Bill Belichick.
Imagine Tom Brady not a first ballot. Imagine.
I did see something hey, I think he's up next year, and Gronk might be up the year after that or whatever next year. Maybe just put them all in. Have a Patriots class. Patriots class.
That'd be crazy. That'd be awful. I would just not watch
them. All Patriots. Hall of Fame class.
I understand it, but I'm not. But yeah, I that's where I'm kind of split because I think in the immediate, it's obviously the Seahawks. But I think when you think about long-term what this means, I think there's a case for not really even the Patriots, but just Drake Maye. So, yeah, that's my answer. If I'm having to say, right now, who's it affect based off of everything we know, it's the Seahawks. AFC, if history is our teacher, the Seahawks are not going to be back here next year. They never are. Very rarely. So, well, that's it. We'll get out of here, y'all. We appreciate you, though. One more, y'all. 4 quarters, 60 minutes. Go enjoy it. Go enjoy the Bad Boney halftime show. The Bad Boney.
Winter Olympics is starting up Friday, so
we got the World Cup coming on in June.
The World Cups. I think we're hosting it this year, so
the Americas. So
there's a lot of sports. Basketball's taking off. Trade deadline is tomorrow. We'll see if Giannis finally gets traded.
But we're all football here, y'all. So come back and rock with us all off season for football. But until then, we got one more game. It's not off season yet. So come back here Monday for the recap and for the off season plan because we're going to drop that too. But anyway, we love you. We cherish you. We're on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, Apple, your favorite podcasting app. Give us a like, give us a rating, give us a comment, give us a share, talk about us. Just go listen to us. Thank you. We appreciate you. All right. Bye.